For those of you who want to jump right to the end, I'm going to start with the end, which is the decision by the Port Commissioners on a 3-2 vote to deny Amazon's request to extend their contract for another 45 days. I'm going to let you listen to the final motion, and then we'll go back and hear the arguments.
Okay. Then I will make the motion that the port authorize the third extension of the purchase and sale agreement through September 3rd, 2026.
Second. Any more discussion? All in favor? Aye. Aye. Opposed?
Nay.
No.
Nay.
Is that 2-2-3?
Yep. Yeah.
Gotcha.
2, 4, 3 against. Okay.
Great. Excellent. We appreciate the input. We'll follow through.
Okay. So then the answer will be to them. They'll have to elect to close or.
Correct. Yep. The contract reads that they have to elect in writing to close by July 20th.
Okay.
Now let's move back to the start of the meeting and hear arguments for and against.
And the purpose of today's special meeting is to consider Amazon's request for a third extension of the purchase and sale agreement for the Lower Mill property. As outlined in your packet, the commission is not being asked to consider the merits of the proposed distribution facility or the ongoing land use appeal. Those matters remain within the jurisdiction of Hood River County and the applicable land use appeal process. The question before you this afternoon is much narrower, whether it's in the port's best interest to extend the inspection period under the existing purchase and sale agreement beyond July 20th of this year. In making that decision, the commission may consider the contractual terms, status of the transaction, the port's responsibilities as steward of a public asset, and the other information presented today. So with that, I'll turn it over to Amanda.
Amanda Rose, the Port Real Estate Director, explained Amazon's request. Amazon originally asked for a 1.5-year extension. The port negotiated down to 45 days, and Amanda argued that this was probably reasonable to allow Amazon to hear the Board of Commissioners' decision on the land use appeal. After her information, commissioners began to debate the proposal.
I want to key into a point that Amanda made that I think is very relevant. They originally asked for a 1.5-year time because that's really what they want. They want, that kind of minimal commitment. They want to be absolutely sure. And Amanda, you said that in this situation, buyers are very loath to make a purchase unless they're sure they can pursue their project. Well, they're not going to be sure on September 3rd. I don't think any more sure than they are now. And so I just feel like if they're either committed to this or they're not. And if they're not committed to this, I would rather know sooner so that we can move on. That's my position right now. And I haven't really been convinced that extending it does anything for us. I actually think the time that we lose is more valuable than another $10,000 or $15,000.
So if the county chooses to move forward, then it's what Ben was saying, then it becomes an issue with LUBA. Then that's, I believe, Amazon can deal with that. I agree with that. I do think that it might show a little bit of good faith to say, we stand with you. It is an outright use. We believe in the land use as defined by our planning process. So we're going to stick with the county. And if the county chooses to pivot and say no Amazon, well, they're dead in the water regardless. So I'm leaning to granting it because it shows good faith that they're doing their due diligence. We've done ours. I don't feel like they're stalling for any reason except for the fact that they have to.
Yes, can I just Just throw out of reasons why we wouldn't extend, just because I just want to talk through them with my more veteran commissioners. I've read the traffic study. I think this could go on for a long time. And I think giving more extensions and more extensions is just keeping potential funding that we need, given a lot of other things going on at the same time. Is there a way to say, no, you have until July 20th to close, and then you are more than welcome to, continue discussions and let us put this back on the market. But it's been off the market for quite some time. They've had quite some time to get their stuff in order. There is a lot of resistance against it, but I think it's great for the community to have another job avenue outside of tourism and agriculture. And I've read the studies, so I just, from a financial aspect is where I'm sitting, and I'm just concerned that the more we, extend, by the time, yes, we have all this earnest money, but I personally think time is more valuable to us in this moment than money. Is there a way that you say, you can still put another offer in, but we have to put this back on the market and reevaluate where we are financially?
Do that by declining the extension. That effectively does exactly what you just asked. I don't see a scenario where they're not back asking for their extension, 45 days.
So then would you say to stop it now?
I don't see how this is finalized, no matter what the county says. And traffic and land use, that's not our purview. This is a real estate transaction. I don't see how from either side this is done in 45 days, no matter what the county says. They're gonna come back and ask for another extension in 45 days. I've been down this road before, but I've had a problem with this for 10 years, but basically granting options to developers. Don't have to call it that, but in reality, it is that. There keeps being amendments and different extensions, and all of a sudden nothing happens, and it's just it turns into an option.
I understand what everybody's saying. I also see why it's reasonable to grant them this extension based on the obstacles they're facing. Just in good faith with how much time and money they've invested in the process to allow them, another effort to finalize it. So I see how that's reasonable. I also understand the reasons not to grant it. But
And now we're back to that final vote in case you stuck around this long.
Okay. Then I will make the motion that the port authorize the third extension purchase and sale agreement through September 3rd, 2026.
Second.
any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Okay.
No,
Okay.
Is that 2-3?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
2, 4, 3 against. Okay.
Great. Excellent. We appreciate the input. We'll follow through.
Okay, so then the answer will be to them, they'll have to elect to close or.
Correct. Yep. The contract reads that they have to elect in writing to close by July 20th.
Okay.
So there you have it. That's how we ended July 14th. What do you think? Is Amazon going to roll the dice and close on the contract, gambling that the final land use decision somewhere will go in their favor? Or are they going to walk away from the purchase? Or will something else happen? We'll know on or before July 20th.